Have you ever noticed someone sitting in a crowded place, yet looking completely alone like the whole world has passed them by? That's where tonight's story begins. A simple moment that reminds us how even the smallest kindness can change a life. If you believe in compassion and humanity, then you're in the right place. But before we begin, don't forget to like this video, where real emotions and true moments of hope are shared every day. It was a rainy evening in a quiet Colorado town. The restaurant was alive with noise, clinking glasses, and birthday songs filling the air. But in the corner, near a window streaked with rain, sat a young woman named Emily. She was in her mid-20s, dressed plainly, her mascara smudged from tears she'd tried to hide. It was her birthday, but, unlike the tables filled with balloons, friends, and cake, Emily sat alone. Just her, a fading glass of wine, and a small slice of cake she had ordered for herself. She hadn't really wanted to celebrate, but sitting in her lonely apartment felt heavier than she could bear. So she came here, hoping the noise of strangers might drown her silence. As she lifted her glass again, trying to numb the ache in her chest, a young waiter named Daniel noticed her. He had been running between tables all night, but something about Emily made him pause. She wasn't just drinking, she was hurting. Daniel walked over with a gentle smile and set a bottle of water on her table. "Try this instead, it might help tomorrow," he said kindly. Emily blinked, confused, then gave a faint nod. "Thanks, but I don't think water can fix what's wrong with me." Her voice cracked as she spoke. Daniel didn't push. He knew some wounds didn't need questions. But as he stepped away, he kept glancing back, watching her quietly tap the candle in front of her like she wanted to make a wish, but didn't believe it could ever come true. Hours passed. Emily ordered another drink, then another. She wasn't loud, just slowly disappearing into her pain. By closing time, she reached into her purse and froze. Her money wasn't enough. Her hands trembled as she whispered, embarrassed, I don't think I can cover it." Before she could say more, Daniel placed his hand gently over the receipt. "It's taken care of," he said. Emily shook her head. "No, I can't let you," but Daniel stopped her. "Birthdays aren't always about big parties. Sometimes they're just about knowing someone cares. Consider it my gift." Her chest tightened. No one had said anything that kind to her in years. As she got up to leave, Daniel noticed she was unsteady, both from the drinks and from the weight she carried inside. "You shouldn't walk home alone. Let me sit with you outside until you're okay," he offered. For a moment, Emily wanted to say no, but the truth was she was tired of always being alone. She nodded. They stepped out into the damp night, the streetlights reflecting in puddles. Daniel sat beside her on a bench, giving her space but refusing to leave. "You don't even know me," she whispered. "Why are you being so kind?" Daniel smiled softly. "Because once, a stranger did the same for me, and I never forgot. Maybe one day, you'll pass it on." For the first time that night, Emily smiled, small, but real. After a while, she finally admitted in a trembling voice, "It's my birthday. I thought if I pretended to celebrate, maybe I'd forget that I have no one left to celebrate with." She told him about her parents who were gone, the fiancé who left, the friends who drifted away. "So I thought maybe if I just drank enough, it wouldn't matter. But it still does." Her tears fell freely now. Daniel reached into his pocket and pulled out a small wrapped candy, the kind restaurants give with the check. "It's not much," he said, "but if I sing, will you promise to smile?" Emily's eyes widened. "You wouldn't dare," but he did. Softly, right there on the rainy street, Daniel sang happy birthday. People walking by stopped, some smiling at the unusual scene, and Emily, despite everything, then laughed, a laugh that broke through her sadness and lit up her tired eyes. "You're crazy," she said through her tears. "Maybe," Daniel grinned, "but you smiled. Mission complete." She held on to that tiny piece of candy like it was a treasure. For the first time in years, she felt seen. They talked for a while about childhood memories, favorite foods, dreams they once had but gave up. Emily shared her love for painting. Daniel told her about his father, who taught him kindness every single day. It wasn't a love story, not yet, but it was something rare to lonely hearts finding comfort in each other's presence. When Emily finally headed home, Daniel walked her to her door. At the entrance, she paused. "Thank you," she whispered. "You didn't just pay for my dinner. You reminded me I still matter. That's the best gift I've had in years." Daniel smiled. "Happy birthday, Emily. Remember, one smile can change a whole day. Yours changed mine tonight." She watched him disappear into the night. For the first time in a long while, her heart felt lighter. Maybe birthdays didn't need a crowd. Sometimes, all it took was one act of kindness to make them unforgettable. That's, dear friends, if this story touched you, let it remind you that the smallest kindness can brighten someone's darkest night. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Kindness Stories. Your one click of kindness helps us spread hundreds more, because sometimes, just staying until someone smiles is the greatest gift of all.